Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Vince and welcome to Ironbug VR. I have always loved vampires and grew up watching tons of vampire movies, shows, reading books and comics, and playing video games about vampires. And always dreamed of being a vampire. And now, thanks to Fast Travel's game's latest title, Vampire: The Masquerade Justice, we get to become a vampire in VR. Now, will this game be amazing, like the Lost Boy movies? Or will it be a complete, total piece of crap, like the Twilight movie series? Yeah. Well, we'll find out in this here video. For the first time, we get to play the role of a vampire in a VR game. This is a narrative RPG game set in the world of darkness. We play the role of a powerful vampire named Justice, and we're seeking revenge on whomever was responsible for the death of our vampire master. Our hunt has led us to the streets of Venice, where we will explore, feed, and punish on those that get in our way as we gather answers. Playing the game, you'll have to move quietly and stealthy to take out your enemies. You can't just run in and expect everyone to die. Yes, we're a vampire, but we're not invincible. While you're exploring the streets of Venice, you'll also have to keep an eye out for secret areas, paths, and rooms. In these rooms, you will find things like collectible items that will increase your health and unlock new abilities. Now, these items are not necessary to find, but really add to the game, giving it a lot of replay value to find these items, and also making you more powerful. You'll get more experience points, which you can cash in later to improve your abilities and unlock new ones. You can also use things like smashing wine bottles to distract your enemies and lure them into the area you want. I spent a lot of my time moving around the rooftops, sticking in the shadows. Really adds to the feel of the game, making you feel like that mythological vampire that wants to stay hidden from others. You have to make sure you're quiet when you're approaching the enemies to not alert them or the others. Taking out one enemy, making too much noise, can cause everyone else to gang up on you and trap you, causing your death. You start off the game with limited powers and abilities, and as you progress, you'll gain new abilities, making you a more fierce vampire. This game is pretty gory and bloody. I would not recommend it for younger users. This is definitely a mature audience game. Because this is a stealth game, timing is a big factor in this game. And sometimes the controls of the game really mess that up. You'll try to grab a character and just keep missing for some reason. This really spoils the game and can set off what was a perfect attack into your downfall. Now, I've been waiting for a patch to fix this. Nothing yet. The controls are just bad when it comes to grabbing sometimes. Like here, trying to walk across these bars, you don't even know if you're gripping it properly until you let go. It doesn't look like you're connecting sometimes at the bar. And grabbing enemies by the neck will turn out to be a punch instead. Picking up items were also a hassle. This really broke the game for me. Nothing that would stop me from playing it, as it's the only cool vampire title we have right now in VR. But yeah, it was really disappointing for this and took away from the overall score of the game for me. Now the soundtrack in this game is just amazing. It really makes you feel like you're in a vampire movie. The graphics are pretty good. Nothing super special, but they did a really good job on rendering the streets of Venice on the Quest system. The special moves and abilities in it also have some really nice effects.
So, did you get your delivery done last night?
Glad I don't have to listen to those screams again for a while. That Fondaco is a scary place. Anna is a freak. Don't get on our bad side. What are you looking
You'll spend a lot of time moving up to the rooftops, hiding in the shadows to take out your enemies. I've tried doing it where I just attack them all and take them out, but it's really hard that you realize you're not that invincible. Even though we're a powerful vampire, you can be taken down.
Constantly. Can't wait to get home when this shift's over. I heard something.
Here's an example of where I was trying to feed off of her, but yeah, it just resulted in me slamming her to the ground and hitting her with a bottle. To keep using your abilities throughout the game, you need to feed. We don't always have a human to feed on, and sometimes you have to resort to a tasty rat. Now, even the classy vampires had to feed on rats at some time. This part of the game I found really challenging. You're basically working your way through an alleyway with snipers and a lot of foot soldiers. My first few times I completed this, I actually maneuvered through the alleyway, taking on the soldiers face on, but died many times until I found an alternative path which made it kind of easier, staying in the shadows, and I also found some cool secrets doing this. So every time you play the game, I wouldn't say every time, but there is alternative paths to take in the game, and you'll have to explore to find them. They're not always easy to see, especially when you're under the heat of people hunting you down. They can be easily overlooked. This, what I'm doing right now, allows me to see the heartbeats of anything living, so I can see where the other soldiers are, rats, anything with the heart pumping blood through them. You can also see which direction their eyes are looking to help you maneuver through the game. See right there, we can see the guy slowly moving down towards me. This is the path I kept overlooking so many times. Here again, you have to look for all these little nook and crannies where you could possibly pass through. As I said, they're easy to overlook, and you'll find yourself going on through the game, dying a bunch of times, until you find these easy paths to go through. Here's another point where the grab system just wouldn't work for me. Eventually did get the board off, but yeah, if there was someone chasing me, I would have been done for there. You gotta keep an eye out for items like this. It'll tell you more about the story. You'll get extra points for collecting them all.
Mahmoud was a scholar, a historian, a
As I said, they're not necessary to
charting
complete the
pursuit
game,
of justice over the
but they do
centuries.
add to it, giving you more of the
He was a
story,
cruel teacher.
and you'll get more experience
It wasn't
points
long before I
quicker
regretted
to level
joining
yourself up.
but I was trapped now, in this afterlife. I took comfort in knowing that the mission would go on, that justice would prevail. We stayed out of the Camarilla machinations, their petty conflict with the
Now, I've
animals.
tried to cut as much of the story out as possible so I don't ruin it for you.
But mostly,
It's a pretty good story. I haven't finished the game yet, but the story is really
was about
compelling
to
and makes you
change.
want to learn more. Here's where the game starts to get heated. I made a little too much noise, and yeah. Stealthy just doesn't cut it all the time. Sometimes you have to get a little aggressive and take on your foes head on. These sniper shots, one hit, you're down. Now there's side objectives to the game as well. Like one of them for this mission was not beating on any innocent, would have given me more experience points. Here's a example of where you can use the environment to injure and stun your enemies to get into feed. Here I'm trying to escape. That was more my bad positioning of the teleport, not the game's fault. The only control issues I found with it was the grabbing system. Walking around on the ledges was pretty easy, teleporting's pretty easy. But yeah, the grabbing just seemed really janky sometimes. Here's where an example of where you want to make sure you're feeding
I am too
and have all
weak.
your powers. I didn't have enough blood in me to take out this guy the way I wanted to, so yeah, I had to feed. Each playthrough is different because of this. Yeah, there's quite a bit of potty language in this as well, so again, the MA-17 rating. Here's the experience points where you can cash them in and buy new abilities, power up other ones that you already have. You can basically customize and build your vampire to the way you like to play the game. Overall, I found this to be a great vampire experience, other than the janky grab controls. But I can see that being fixed with the patch and updates in the future. If you're looking for a cool vampire experience, check this one out. It's been a lot of fun to play so far, and I'm really enjoying it. I'll leave links to the game down below if you want to pick it up and check it out more. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Until next time, cheers.